You don't work for us, you're dead. Your duty transcends national interests. This is about survival. There's a Cold War, cold as ice. To even know its true nature is to lose. This is knowledge divided.
We live in a twilight world.
And there are no friends at dusk.
You've been made. This siege is a blind for them to vanish you. I've never seen a cancellation like this.
That wasn't one of us.
I'll take bail. Go.
All I have for you is a gesture in combination with a word, Tenet.
D'Artagnan!
Did my team get clear?
No. Private Russians, we think.
Suicide pills. They're fake.
We all believe we'd run into the burning building. But until we feel that heat, we can never know. You do. It'll open the right doors, but some of the wrong ones too.
We're trying to prevent World War III.
Nuclear holocaust.
No. Something worse.
Why does it feel so strange?
You're not shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
So where'd it come from?
Someone's manufacturing them in the future.
Time isn't the problem. It's getting out alive. That's the problem.
Stay back. I was almost taken out by a very unusual type of ammunition in Ukraine. I want to know who supplied it. Combination of metals is unique to India.
The dealer you're looking for sounds received. We believe he's functioning as some sort of a broker between our time and the future.
He can communicate with the future.
We all do.
How do I get to say to him?
Through her, of course.
He may have an inflated idea of my powers of seduction.
How do you? We have an ace in the hole.
Where's your bargain?
The information's the bargain. But he's a very hard man to meet.
Just tell me if you've slept with my wife yet.
No.
How would you like to die?
Why didn't you let him drown?
I need him.
Andrei Sator, digging plutonium from the rubble of my city as a teenager. They needed people to find the plutonium. It became my first contract. Nobody else even bid. They thought it was a death sentence. But one man's probability of death is another man's possibility for a life. I staked my claim in the new Russia.
So how do we get enough firepower through the perimeter to trigger the lockdown procedure? Like all of the Freeport?
You got some. You want to crash a plane?
But not from the air.
future.
Technology that can invert an object's entropy. It's all about plutonium. And when we're done, they'll kill you.
Why do you have to do that anyway?
There's a fast car that doesn't look fast. 4 heavy vehicles, all different. Bus, coach, 18-wheeler. One of them has to be a fire truck. I've seen symbols of encapsulation in every weapons class. This is not one of them.
That's what he's after. I can't understand this.
You said you spoke Estonian.
It's not Estonian. It's backwards.
This isn't plutonium.
It's worse than that, goddammit!
And understand, you don't negotiate with a tiger. You admire a tiger until he turns on you and you feel its true fucking nature!
This one's a bullet to the head.
No!
Go check the other side.
You too.
Where did he go?
Past. It's his eyes. It's one of us.
Us? Who are these guys? 3 years. Hours. How does Seder know about the ambush?
Stairs. An ambush in the middle of the street. Can't stay out of the ring.
Bullshit! He knew every move we made. Every one of them.
Nobody talked. They're running a temporal pincer movement.
What?
A pincer movement. But not in space, in time. Half his team moves forward through the event, he monitors them and then attacks at the end moving backwards.
But what do you believe?
What's happened's happened. We need to save her here and now.
Well, I'm going, so any tips will be welcome. Wheeler, brief him.
You'll need your own air. Regular air won't pass through the membranes of inverted lungs. Number 1 rule, don't come into contact with your forward self. It's the whole point of these barriers and protective suits.
Oh, we don't have time.
Well, if you're part of it, you'll need a contract. When you exit the airlock, take a moment to orient yourself.
Everyone and everything that's ever lived, destroyed.
If they destroy us, won't that destroy them?
It's bringing us to the grandfather paradox. In a parallel worlds theory, we can't know the relationship between consciousness and multiple realities. It's happened. We're the people saving the world from what might have been.
Ives as a team ready to invert.
You have a turnstile.
You see, Tenet wasn't founded in the past. It will be founded in the future.
And he's taking the world with him.
If it can't happen, no one can.
He gets to choose the time and place, the end of the world.
But I need you back on that yacht, Cat.
Why?
You have to stop him killing himself until we know the algorithm is out of the dead drop.
This is goodbye, isn't it?
I'd like to say that you don't have to do this.
Worst thing Andre ever did to me was that offer he made me. Let me go if I agreed never to see my son again.
You're not there to kill him. You're the backstop. If we don't lift that algorithm and he kills himself, he takes us all with him.
faith is blind, you're a fanatic. Because their oceans rose and their rivers ran dry. Don't you see? They have no choice but to turn back. My greatest sin was to bring a son into a world I knew was ending. Our time is up.
I'm the vengeful bitch you scarred on the outside.
She's killed him. I do copy. She's killed him.
We hide it. We end our lives. It's the only way to be sure.
Hey, you never did tell me who recruited you, Neil. You did. Only not when you thought. You have a future in the past.
So no one cares about the bomb that didn't go off. Only the one that did.
Do it before the boy comes out.
That's your idea of mercy. You gave me your word.
And I told you then what it would be worth.
I realized I wasn't working for you. We've both been working for me. I'm the protagonist.
Then you'd better tie up those loose ends.
Where she come?